This was a meeting that the capital had been waiting for and talking about with bated breath. Now, headlines today, after speaking to multiple sources, has accessed exclusive moment-by-moment details of what transpired during that 17-minute-long meeting between Delhi's Chief Minister designate Arvind Kejriwal and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. During this 17-minute-long interaction, as soon as exchange of pleasantries were over, Arvind Kejriwal brought up full statehood demand for Delhi. Manish Sisodia took over and said both Narendra Modi and Arvind Kejriwal have the full mandate and must utilize this to improve the condition of Delhi, which is ridden with multiple authorities. Manish Sisodia pitched that while the centre can look after national and international affairs, the Aam Aadmi Party government, the Delhi government, can look after Delhi's interests. Prime Minister Narendra Modi heard the entire argument. He smiled and said nothing is permanent in politics and that he will consider the full statehood demand. Arvind Kejriwal asked the Prime Minister about his stint so far at the centre, to which Prime Minister Narendra Modi replied, saying that he had his own compulsions. The Prime Minister also referred to the lack of numbers for the NDA in Rajya Sabha. He said most of his key bills are stuck in the upper house. Manish Sisodia then wished the Prime Minister and the NDA good luck and the fact that they may get majority in the upper house. The Prime Minister said if the majority comes too late in the fourth year, then several of the big ticket programs will remain stuck for 4 years. The 17-minute meeting then ended with pledges on both sides of a fresh beginning and cooperation.
A lot was riding on this one power meeting, and the outcome so far has not disappointed. The working relation between the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Delhi's CM designate Arvind Kejriwal can mark or mar the future of the national capital. But what we can definitely say that a beginning has been made for an unprecedented collaboration which is unparalleled in India's political history. And if both the centre and the state governments can rise above partisan politics, the citizens of Delhi will surely be thankful. In New Delhi, with camera person Ajay Sinha, Ankit Tyagi for Headlines Today.
A new beginning being made in the national capital. Of course, the countdown to Arvind Kejriwal's grand Delhi coronation has begun. Arvind Kejriwal prepares to take over the reins of Delhi. Here's a look at who's made the cut to be a part of his cabinet.
बुजुर्गों का आशीर्वाद और हमारे परिवार का त्याग, हमारे परिवार का सपोर्ट, जो कुछ भी हम कर रहे हैं उसके लिए बहुत जरूरी है दोस्तों.
Arvind Kejriwal is beginning his second innings afresh, shedding all baggage from his first stint as Delhi Chief Minister. Two ministers who invited controversy and brickbats for the Kejriwal government a year ago, Somnath Bharti with his antics against people of African origin and Rakhi Birla with her anger against Delhi police. Both have been reportedly dropped from the cabinet this time.
पार्टी में कोई भी आदमी मंत्री बनने, विधायक बनने नहीं आता है. हम सब एक जज्बा लेके चले हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल साहब के नेतृत्व में, और उस जज्बे को, उस दायित्व को पूरा करना है. हम सब इकट्ठे मिलकर पूरा करते हैं. पार्टी जो भी आदेश हम में से किसी को भी करते, चाहे मनीष सिसोदिया क्यों ना हो, अरविंद केजरीवाल साहब जो भी अपने प्रेरोगेटिव में डिसाइड करेंगे, हम सब उस दायित्व को जी जान लगा के पूरा करते हैं.
Manish Sisodia is clearly the man to look out for. The virtual number 2 in AAP now, it was he after all who accompanied Kejriwal to all key meets, with Modi, with Rajnath and with Venkaiah. Sources say Sisodia is all set to be Delhi's first Deputy Chief Minister.
डिप्टी सीएम बन रहे हैं आप?
नहीं, अभी कुछ सोर्सेज के हवाले से आप सारी चीजें चला रहे हैं और मैं
आप कंफर्म कर दीजिए सर.
नहीं, अभी कंफर्म कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता कौन कैबिनेट में है कौन नहीं है, क्योंकि इसकी एक प्रक्रिया है. पहले सारे नाम राष्ट्रपति जी से अनुमति लेके, उसके बाद एलजी साहब से अप्रूवल होगा और उसके बाद ही इस पे कुछ कहा जा सकता है.
As for the rest, Gopal Rai, a known face of AAP, is among the probables. He's a member of the national executive of the party. Satyendra Jain is also part of the cabinet. An architect by profession, he quit CPWD over corruption and joined the Anna Hazare movement. Sandeep Kumar, a prominent backward face, the man who recorded the highest victory margin in Delhi, is being rewarded for his performance. The minority face of the cabinet is Asim Ahmed Khan. He is a graduate and a giant slayer, having trounced Shoaib Iqbal at Matia Mahal. Jitendra Singh Tomar is another name in Team Kejriwal. He is an advocate by profession and joined the AAP in 2013, and he was in the Congress earlier.
While Delhi is still stunned by the victory margin Arvind Kejriwal has won the national capital by, he clearly still remains controversy's favourite child. Now all eyes would be on designate CM of Delhi, how he fights the charges of graft and the income tax notice against him. In New Delhi, with camera person Vipin, Ankit Tyagi for Headlines Today.
Headlines Today's Deputy Editor Shiv Arur now joins me for more on this. Shiv, Ankit and the entire Headlines Today team have been talking to Team Kejriwal. So what appears to be clear, Shiv, at this point of time? Rakhi Birla is out, Somnath Bharti is out. The gentleman, the MLA who raised the Batla House encounter, that will be probed, he's said to be out. What is Arvind Kejriwal's thinking when he forms his cabinet?
Well, I think it's very simple. Look, the mandate that Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party have got from Delhi, Gaurav, is something that cannot be mistaken at all. 67 out of 70 seats is no joke by any standards. But I think a level of pragmatism, political practicality has also crept in. Arvind Kejriwal is well aware of how little it takes, for the opposition, for political rivals to actually rake up issues. Yes. Somnath Bharti, Rakhi Birla, the other MLA that you named, these were issues that took up a huge amount of media space when they actually broke. They had implications as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned. Aspersions were cast on the manner in which the Aam Aadmi Party could actually control its ministers, and it also had some implications for Arvind Kejriwal himself, because remember, he was the chief minister at a time when his ministers were being seen as, getting out there into the streets, and creating at some level a lot of chaos. Yes. I think at this point of time, Arvind Kejriwal is seeing everything as a fresh start. Not only does he want to reward people who've had, magnificent performances, people like Sandeep Kumar, people like Satyendra Jain, Gopal Rai, others, and some of the MLAs who've had really magnificent vote margins in their respective constituencies. But he's also seeing this as a very practical, very shrewd sort of time to try and minimize any potential controversy, because the minute the cabinet is actually announced, you're going to see the opposition pick through each of those people, look through their past, look through their record, and then have people actually say things about those ministers.
A very pragmatic Arvind Kejriwal this time. Shiv Arur for the moment. Many thanks for joining me. I now want to shift focus to the other big story we're tracking here on Headlines Today, and that is prominent activist Teesta Setalwad. She's in legal trouble. She's facing arrest for alleged embezzlement of funds received. She received a last-minute reprieve after the Supreme Court intervened and put a stay on her arrest for 24 hours. This, even as the Gujarat police landed at her doorstep earlier in the day. Teesta Setalwad and her husband Javed Anand, along with some others, are accused of misusing funds, misappropriating funds that came for the Gulbarg Society residents after the 2002 riots. The stay on the arrest is only till tomorrow.
It began with activist Teesta Setalwad and her husband Javed Anand facing arrest for allegedly misusing funds meant for 2002 riot victims, but ended with the Apex Court putting a stay on their arrest.
The Gujarat government has been harassing Teesta in every possible way, filing all kinds of malafide cases against her merely because she has been in the forefront of exposing the then Modi government in Gujarat in the communal riots.
This is not murder, rape, terrorism or any such thing. No such offence has been alleged against her. And the police has already reached Bombay and is, I'm told, raided her house. What is this? I mean, what kind of a state are we living in?
The day's drama unfolded with Gujarat Crime Branch reaching Setalwad's Mumbai residence, but the police had to leave as they could not find the activist there. Earlier in the day, the Gujarat High Court had rejected Teesta and her husband Javed Anand's anticipatory bail in a case related to alleged misappropriation of funds. They are accused of misusing funds to the tune of 1.51 crore rupees that were collected on behalf of 2002 Gujarat riot victims. The court said that Teesta and her husband had not been cooperating in the investigation and that prima facie it did appear that the funds were used for private purpose.
नामदार गुजरात हाईकोर्ट ने ये रीजनिंग्स दिया है कि पब्लिक फंड्स का दुरुपयोग हुआ है, पब्लिक फंड्स अपने पर्सनल हेतु के लिए यूज किया है, उन्होंने इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसी के साथ भी कोऑपरेशन नहीं किया है.
With Manish Pandey in Mumbai, Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Almost 2 weeks after comic group AIB released their expletive-laced video, trouble seems to be mounting for them. Not just for them, the participants. After Goa and Lucknow, now an FIR has been registered against them in Mumbai. And this FIR is against 14 persons, including Bollywood producer-director Karan Johar, actor Ranveer Singh, Arjun Kapoor, and Alia Bhatt, Deepika Padukone. That's lots more coming up on that story. Just watch this first.
Ranveer, how does it feel to be the only sad person in the country every time Virat Kohli scores a century?
It's a double whammy for the AIB roast in a single day. First an FIR in Lucknow, then a court order to file an FIR in Mumbai. In Lucknow, police registered a case against the participant of the expletive-laced comedy show on a complaint filed by an activist. Hours later, a Mumbai court ordered an FIR against the show hosts, including Karan Johar, actors Ranveer Singh, Arjun Kapoor and Deepika Padukone.
Deepika Padukone and Alia Bhatt were among the main guests. They knew the script, so they become a part of the criminal conspiracy that is an offence under 120B, and by being present over there, by being a part of the show and by promoting the show, because it will be primarily because of the vulgar jokes on Deepika Padukone, people would be watching and their minds would be corrupted, and as per law, they also become guilty of all these crimes.
Hearing a petition filed by social activist Santosh Donkar, the court also ordered the Mumbai police to submit an investigation report. The court also pulled up Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis for not initiating legal action against the accused after announcing a probe in the matter on 2nd February. While the show was held in mid-December last year in Mumbai, the video was posted on YouTube on 28 January, instantly leading to protests by various Christian groups and the MNS. An FIR was then registered against the AIB group in Goa. Now a Hindu legal cell has decided to move Delhi High Court demanding a ban on the controversial comedy collective. The row that has divided even the film fraternity, with actors like Sonam, Anushka, Sonakshi and Alia coming out in support, while some like Amir Khan and Ashok Pandit being openly critical of the show.
In the last fortnight, various voices have been raised against the AIB program. In fact, under pressure, the AIB organizers removed the entire footage from YouTube. But with new order from the court, it's not just the organizers, but many film stars who can come under the legal tangle. With cameraman Kiran Sapkal in Mumbai, Vidya for Headlines Today.
FIRs against producer-director Karan Johar, actors Ranveer Singh, Arjun Kapoor, Deepika Padukone and Alia Bhatt for being there, the roasters. Has this controversy gone a bit too far? And that's a big question of the day. Has this controversy now gone a bit too far? Joining me on the broadcast, taking on the roasters, are Abha Singh. She's a prominent women's rights activist and lawyer. She's filed one of these cases. She joins me on the broadcast. Also with me is Ashok Pandit, filmmaker, member of the newly constituted censor board. Defending the roasters on the broadcast is Supan Verma. He's a filmmaker. Also joining me is filmmaker Minty Tejpal. But I want to come to Abha Singh first. Abha Singh, a group of youngsters, they perhaps have pushed the envelope. Since the church objected, they apologized. They pulled the video off YouTube. Why an FIR, ma'am?
See, you are calling them youngsters. I don't think they are babies. They are so naive that they did not know that the show which they are performing, which they are conducting, violates the law. It was a gross violation not only of the law, how vulgar, how obscene. It was almost pornography which was being shown to the country. It was not only derogatory. Of late, crime against women has increased. There have been instances where people have watched pornography on the YouTube and gone and raped minor girls who are 7 and 8. Is it not their responsibility to ensure that such type of things are not shown on the media, and when it is a violation of the law? 294 clearly says obscene words in a public place. In fact, 509, it violates the modesty of women. Putting it on the YouTube.
Okay, we'll come to that. We'll come to that one by one. But is this pornography? Suparn Verma, you're a filmmaker yourself. Is this pornography?
Gaurav, I'm gonna firstly, I'm very angry and very upset. I don't understand. Are we living in a joke? I mean, you are calling AIB roast pornography? Are you serious? Do you know what pornography is? Secondly, obscene words. Firstly, they were doing a roast. It's a comedy. Now, coming to, hazard things. Number one, has Abba ever heard of Tepa Sammelan? Has she ever heard of Chirkan Shairi? Which is all over India. It is vulgar like how, and it is funny. You're supposed to laugh. Number two, obscenity in a public place. It was a 4,000 rupee buck ticket, which people before going knew whether to buy or not. It clearly stated it is going to be obscene, it's going to be vulgar. Only then, and adults only, chose to buy those tickets and go there. Number two, when they put up the video, they firstly edited it, and secondly, they put a massive warning which anybody in the right mind could read. It was your choice to click or not to click. If AIB will cause rapes in this country, then seriously, we as a country deserve to die and not exist anymore.
Stay with that thought for a moment.
What are we doing? Censoring every single thing.
Okay,
I mean,
strong
in Maharashtra,
words,
we had
strong words. Ashok Pandit,
come on, yaar.
Is Abha Singh and those who filed an FIR, are they then being...
dignity of the women? You cannot joke at the cost of...
Whose dignity was affected?
I'll come to that in a moment, but Ashok Pandit...
Deepika and Alia for what? Laughing?
Is Abha Singh now being super censor? Is Abha Singh and those like her, are they becoming super censors, Ashok Pandit?
Gaurav, I am amazed with Supran Sen's argument that this is not porn and this is not vulgar. Now, I want to expose the entire hypocrisy of this AIB group. One, they have played the entire game on freedom of expression. If AIB has a freedom of expression, if Supran has a freedom of expression, then Abha Singh also has a freedom of expression. Every citizen in this country has a freedom of expression. Abha Singh is doing her job, AIB is doing her job, Supran is doing his job. So, if you say that, well, in
Ashok,
the name of humor, I completely agree with you, but Abha Singh filing a case is not freedom of expression. Supran, let me finish, dear friend, let me finish. Now, see the hypocrisy. You go to the Christian missionary and say, sorry, we have hurt your sentiments. Okay. This means that you have proved that you have hurt sentiments of people. So if you have to say sorry to one community because they came heavy on you, Salman Khan pulled you up, you edited the portions of all those nonsense you spoke about his sister. So you are being hypocritical. That if you had the guts, you should have shown the entire episode. You should have told the public in the freedom of press. So why are you fearing and why are you playing hypocritic about what you want to show and what you don't want to show?
Minty, merit,
get up.
Minty, merit in what Ashok Pandit is saying. When there was pressure from Christian groups, AIB apologized. When there was pressure from a prominent film star because of poor references made to his sister, AIB apologized and removed that portion. So is this freedom of expression or is this crass, cheap and vulgar as the petitioners allege? Minty.
Oh, so it's to me finally. Okay. I think we're just making a mess out of a very minor thing here. I think Suparn was very clear in some things he said. It's an adult show. It was a ticketed event. You want to see it. You don't want to see it, you can back off. And I think we Indians are getting just too offended too easily. There is no end to things that we Indians get offended by. And in today's day of internet and the way communication flows, I think we got to grow out of this. Yeah? We got to stop taking offensive, and we got to start taking humor. As to whether it was porn, you got to be kidding me, Ashokji. I'm sure you know what porn is and what it looks like. It's all over the place. And bits like archaic laws like abuse in public place. Well, then every Indian should be behind bars.
Violence.
Because we.
Yes, Ashok. It's abusive. It's violence. And Amir has really come out with a fantastic line that it is violence.
Amir said,
you can't
Amir said four very clear things.
It was an invited audience.
Amir said it is not his cup of tea. He did not like it. Amir said he did not like it, but he will not ban it. He will not.
No, but he said then be prepared to face legal consequences. Amir Khan very clearly said be prepared to face legal consequences. But as far as legal consequences are concerned,
I have not said it is not my cup of tea. I will not watch it.
Minting.
As far as legal consequences are concerned, I was saying an FIR against Deepika Padukone and Alia Bhatt for what? Laughing at cheap jokes. Is that also a crime, ma'am?
So you're going to send them to jail for laughing at a joke? Are you serious? So tomorrow a Grand Masti will release, you'll ban the film and send Indra Kumar and Milab Zaveri to jail. You send the actors to jail.
Go on, Abbas Singh. Gentlemen, can we have Abbas Singh responding to this?
Tomorrow you'll ban item number 6 and objectifying women.
I think
there will be stop.
Yes, Abbas Singh, go on.